One of the biggest reasons you're not getting anywhere with your ex is that you refuse to sit in tension. I'm Benny Lichtenwallner. I help people get their exes back. And what I mean by this is, when you start making the right moves, like pulling away in no contact, doing things that promote your ex coming in your direction instead of you chasing them, you're going to feel this weird sensation in your body, like you're losing them, you're doing something wrong. And when you feel that, that's tension. And that's a good thing. And the reason why it's a good thing is because your ex feels it too. Whatever you feel, they feel on some level. Now, some exes suppress their feelings, and it takes them a lot longer to feel what it is that you feel. But understand that you're feeling the tension is a good sign that they're going to feel it at some point as well. Let's give a few examples where tension is created, where oftentimes people buckle and they end up shooting themselves in the foot. For example, an awkward silence on a date. Things go silent, and if you jump to fill the space because you don't like sitting in the tension that's created from silence, you lose because you buckled to the tension first. But if that person sitting across from you jumps to fill the space, this could be like on a phone call as well with your ex, they're buckling first, and you are at the top of the power dynamic, which gives you more choice over what happens next. Now, another time where you're going to experience tension is waiting for that next text from your ex. So maybe you're in a conversation and you're tempted to text them twice in a row because you feel that tension. You want that conversation to go really well. You want the next thing to be said, so that way you're this much closer to, scheduling a date or something like that. So you're going to feel tempted to prime the conversation. And what you really need to do is sit there in the tension of not hearing back from them and let that have an effect on them for as long as it takes till finally it delivers you a message from them. Another great example of this would be you go on a date. Maybe you're reconnecting with your ex for the first time and you have this great, amazing date. And towards the end of the night, you're giving them a kiss or whatever the case is, and you're going to be tempted to alleviate the pressure and the tension, because you don't really know when you're going to hear from each other next, and you feel like everything's very critical because you've had this split and now you're coming back together. You're going to want to promise them that you're about to call them, or you're going to want to maybe set up the second date while you're on the first date. And this is a mistake because you're missing an opportunity to create and sit in tension. If you leave it up in the air, if you leave them in suspense as to when they're going to hear from you next, and you let that sit with them, that tension, this is going to drive positive behavior from them to you. It's going to send you good stuff in your direction. But you would never know any of this stuff if you didn't cultivate a discipline of being able to sit in tension and withstand it for longer than what your ex can. So at the end of the day, getting your ex back is all about emotional discipline. If you want my help cultivating this and knowing all the tips and tricks, click into my profile, click this link, set up a call with me, tell me your story, and I'll give you a step-by-step plan to get your ex back, just like hundreds of other people have done. And if you ever want to see the receipts, just go right to my Instagram. I've got plenty of highlights, hundreds of stories, people getting their ex back, and you can be the next one.